Hello my Asgardian Minecrafters and welcome back to another episode of Fiskabris, not Klipstead. This is now going to be the little town. You say, whoa, this looks loads different and you're doing loads of roads again, Thor. Yes, I know. Well, first problem that we have is that Viggo thinks that everything that I did in the first thing sucks, so I had to move it all. I, of course, jest. Although the houses I was building were too big, and he didn't like the roofs being wood, so also he didn't like where I was building. I mean, there must have been something in there. I'm sure he sandwiched some sort of, can we just get back to the things that we really want out of this series, actually, Thor. So I was like, yes, okay, right, we'll move, we'll make a slightly bigger place, but with considerably smaller buildings. So we've got a much more muddy road system out here, less pavement. This is going to be a far poorer area than Viggo is making over in Klipstead. So hopefully that's what you get from these. You can see I'm using mostly dark path blocks, but I'm hoping that this works out. It should be okay. I mean, we're basically finished. Well, I'm basically finished with the road system here. We're going to the first building, and you'll see what I mean about poorer and smaller. I like it. I think it's going to be a good thing. Oh, great editing skills there. You can see I obviously cut that off at the wrong place. So here we go. We're going with the real stinky looking bricks, which are all dirty, all the cobblestone, and far shorter, smaller, basically a one-room hut with, on the side of it, there is basically a small like annex, something that hopefully looks like it was built afterwards. I like that idea of having a house that's one shape and then somebody's decided, oh, I want more space, I've found more stone or whatever. So that's hopefully how this place is going to look. Also gone for less of a pointy roof on this one, because even though the classic sort of Viking look is those tall sort of like upside down boat sort of shaped looks for a roof, it's not all of the buildings. I did go for a couple of little extra, like horny looking things on the top there in the middle of the roof, and I think that looks okay. I quite like it. But yeah, I mean, that there is like a little house if I've ever seen one ever, and it looks okay. I think I'm going to add a little bit of smoke coming out of the chimney at the top later maybe, and you can see just at the end there I was adding like a little sort of wall around the outside. Here I've decided I needed to break something up at the back there. I'll explain it properly later, but that's where the main sort of chief hut sort of house is going to be, up the top there, and it's going to be fairly tall. It's going to be by far the biggest place in the town, so I felt I needed something a little taller in between the town and that, just to break up the height differences, not to smoothly put you into it, because it still needs to be bigger and taller than everything else and be grander by far, but I just needed something to make it so it wasn't just sticking out of anywhere. This building here, far more sort of like the traditional, what you're expecting from a medium to small sized Viking house, much taller roof. I went for a little bit of a design there on the ends. There must be a name for those little end bits, like the nice little designs that they have. They're almost like if they were on a ship they'd be like the figurehead or something, but yeah, it's looking pretty good. And as Viggo had asked, and as I think it is right for something like this, there is plenty of grass around in this particular area, so I've taken the wood down for the roof apart from as structural stuff, and I've decided to go for the thatch. which I think looks okay. It's also got a little bit in the way of like extra little design pieces actually on the roof, but not too much, just enough so that you go, oh yeah, that's it. It looks like what it is, but it's not quite posh. So this is the current look from above at our little town of Fiskabris. If I'm saying that completely horrendously, if anybody happens to be Swedish, it's supposed to be a not literal translation of fish breeze, basically. I thought it sounded rustic enough that it'd be okay. I thought it'd sound okay. This floor, by the way, is extremely annoying because it's actually the soul sand. So I didn't know. And now it's like the slowest, boggiest. Maybe it'll add some immersion to people walking along this, like you're traipsing through some mud. But mostly what I'm thinking it's going to do is just annoy the flipping hell out of everybody. But check out this little house. This is the one that I think we're going to be starting with now. I'm doing a little bit of interior work. So what can we do? Let's go actually into this. So we've got like this little bit over here. You can see I started messing around with some bear skin, sort of like a, you know, it could be like a pull across sort of thing, and then, you know, like a curtain or whatever, and then sort of like a couple of beds here. See, I wanted those rustics to work better than that. Let's have another look at what beds we've got here. Bed, because there are the bear skin, bear fur, rustic, wolf fur. Let's try the bear fur. I wanted to try and keep like the fur ones for the chief, basically. That's loads better. I want it to be like a little double bed because it's only small, but this is going to be a family home. Do I like this here at all? If I can't get up here and put down like a little, I'll put like a little pot on the side there, like they've taken like a little drink. I mean, I say on the side, you know, on the floor. This is going to be rustic on purpose. This is supposed to be like the poorest of the poor, basically. In fact, let's go for something like this, maybe. That kind of breaks it up from here to there, and then it's like a, yeah. In fact, maybe I take this all the way along here so that from the inside it feels like it's a taller wall. I mean, I don't know why I'd want to do that, but I like the ceiling being up there. That'd mean I'd have to do the same over here, although I'm going to have to break something out of it. Let's have a think, because I'm thinking a fireplace there. Now, you're like, what do you mean a campfire indoors? I'm going to try my best to try and make it look a little less crummy by just having it look like there's sort of something happening up the side. Maybe? I don't know. I've seen things that look worse. It's I think this dark, I think it's actually just called dark cobble. Yeah, dark cobblestone. I think that looks like it could be a decent sort of chimney material. That's going to show through from the outside. Is that looking... It doesn't look too bad. I mean, yeah, it's noticeable. But, I mean, it doesn't look... Let's try one of those down there. Yeah, it doesn't look so bad when it's actually up against the really dirty cobblestone. So let's use a bit more of that. I mean, the other temptation is to, excuse me, is to, oh, not the flipping sideways ones. One of these ones, please. Yeah, the temptation is just to use the, yeah, that doesn't look so bad to me now. Just looks like it's a bit darker in that little patch. But as I keep nearly saying, the temptation is to use the dark cobblestone for the chimney. But I don't know, I want it to look like it's sooty from the inside, you know? That the inside of the walls are all a little bit dirtier as well. I wonder how I can take that up there. Let's not worry about it too much right now. Let's we could go for some iron grates up the side here, couldn't we? Let's have a look. Yeah, let's have a look for something like that now. Okay, so if I go iron, what have we got here? Iron fence. See, I don't know what a lot of these look like, so let's try them one at a time. That's absolutely not what I'm looking for. Okay, so we can get rid of that. Let's go back for iron. Again, what have we got here? I don't know really what I'd call them. Like iron spikes. Grab a couple of them. Straight iron railings. Let's grab a couple of them. In fact, these railings look like they might be the business. Oh, yeah. And upside down like that probably looks best as well. Now, should I put one up the front of this too? Can I place anything up against there? And then flip that around. That looks a bit like a proper little fireplace there. I think I like it. We also need, on the outside here, I've got like this little brazier thing. And then I found this, yeah, it looks too new. Looks too new. Get rid of that. I think it will need like a hanging brazier inside as well. Like here. Grab one of these. Get rid of that. Put that in. Now, is this going to go straight from the middle? Because if it does, I could... That's close enough, isn't it? Look from back here. It looks like it's connected. Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay, so we've got that. We've got a bed. And let's go up here. Grab a black flower pot. No, I don't want a flower pot. In this, there's other kind of pots, isn't there? Go for pot. Or, no, let's go for water. Oh, excuse me. So, pot of water. Let's grab that. This can be some water or wine or something next to the bed. It's got to be water, it's blue. So we've got that there. I mean, I don't think we need much more over here. We've got the one big fire that heats everything in here. Now, that's why I think having your feet to the bed like this would probably be fairly nice. Yeah. You'd still get quite a bit of heat from that. Now, they'd want to make the most of this heat. So, they're going to sit sort of anywhere. There and there seem like good places. Maybe over here that's a good place for something else as well. These tables might be just a little bit... I don't know, they're alright. Let's not moan about them too much now. So we've got this here. Is there anything I can stick on that? It's like an axe or something. It's axe. Something I can put down on the floor? Is it in tools or something? See, what's this? That's an axe of some sort. What's... Yeah, it's a bit naff, isn't it? Just kind of being like that. Can you stick it on there? No. So it does go down on a table, wherever it is. So, yeah, let's leave the axe. That's next to the front door. Somebody comes around, they want an argument about something. You better flipping not, I've got an axe. I think is the way it's going to work. And then in that far corner, there can just be something else. In fact, wasn't there like tools, decoration blocks? There's stuff in this that I can use. Because I could put something up on the wall instead of wooden easel. No, doesn't seem like the right thing. This is a furniture thing. Now the wooden table, does this look... This doesn't look grand, does it? Maybe a wooden table. Like... That would be... Yeah, let's move that one further over. Yeah, that's alright, isn't it? I think I like that. These are fairly stout and sturdy. This almost looks like it's poorer. Even though it's a nice model design. I quite like that. Keep looking up here. It needs something up there as well, doesn't it? It needs like... let's do one job at a time. What kind of chairs have we got? Spruce chair, fancy chair. I don't want... Oh, a wooden stool. I've seen these and used them before. This might be just the ticket. Is that too close in? Does that need to look like it's further back? I mean, I can't tell. It's obviously pushed under a little way. No, I think that looks fine. I think that looks fine. I can't get one there. I can get one there. Is that too many chairs? There's only 2 people live here. Maybe they've got one extra. Maybe the extra one can be pulled over at some point. No, I've got one outside, haven't I? I put one outside for... Oh, I didn't. Oh, I meant to put one outside. But I'd put one outside like there. It'd make it look like he's got somewhere to have a little sit down while he's splitting his logs on that. Could do with an axe outside, right? Well, he'd just use this. No, he wouldn't use his wood cutting axe to... Good grief, I'm spouting off some nonsense here right now. Right, this side and that side. And does this... Maybe it needs to feel like it's coming out a little further. Does that feel better? Maybe. It's even to the other side. I think this is alright. What have I got? Like a backwards sort of thing here. Does it want to look like that on the inside? Maybe it does. No, it's alright. I'm going to look... No, I don't want it to look like that. I want it to look like it's going into the... Don't I? Where does this come out? Oh, that's under there. Okay, no, if this was one further over, I think I'd want that. Let's just go back to how it was for now. That looks okay. Yeah, that looks fine to me. So, in? No, not in. No, that's fine. Stop worrying about it. Let's have a look. Is there any sort of shelving as well? Obviously, I'm not going to be doing this in every episode. Why would I say shelving? Just shelf will do. Any sort of shelf? Empty bookshelf? No. Don't really want that. What about... I'm sure I saw like a hanger, like a clothes hanger. Let's, don't need the table on there anymore. What's that look like? It looks fine. Do I want one there, actually? It can be behind these people here, like a cloak sort of job. In fact, let's go into armour. Is there a materials? Where is armour? Is it under tools? Oh dear, look at all that. Yes, well, there is something in here. Let's go... I mean, this leather tunic looks far too posh. Oh no, it doesn't. It looks fine because it changes into something like that. That's fine. What's this little flipping... You're freaking out for? Okay, so that's like that. We've got this sort of job we can do across here. And then we can put something up there. Can't we? Let's go, actually, slight change of plan. Let's grab one of these. Can these just go where they want? Like that. But they have to go on top of something. So I can do that, make it look like it's holding something up. That looks okay. And then, what can I do in the middle? We've got one of these trapdoors. And then one of them there and one below. And that should allow us to place something on it. That's alright. Weapons rack. You see, like, weapons racks and stuff like this. Axes. I mean, are these ridiculous? These, like, big? That's not too bad. Maybe I can get rid of that and stick that there. And that's okay to go out now. Does this come? Yeah, that comes into this block. So I can't place anything on there. No. Okay, no bothers. What about this? Let's stick that on there. That's far too big. Looks like complete trash. What about a cup? Cup? You got a cup for me, game? No. Yeah, as I started to say, this won't be in every one. I'm just trying to work out exactly what the style of the inside of here is going to be. And then I will try and do all of the rest of the building of the insides off camera. Because I don't want these things to go too long. In fact, as soon as I get something up on here, I'm going to look for the rest of these little things off camera, and then we'll come back and have a little look at this one. I won't do inside of there today, but that will be done by the next episode. I think that's the way I'm going to work it. Also, yeah, I can get some more stuff in here. Okay, right, let me have a last little look around. Rightio, well, let's go in through the front door. I haven't done a hell of a lot, because I started just adding too much, I think. They shouldn't have too much in the way of possessions, so the way I've done it at the moment here is that there's like a little table here if they wanted to stick something on, just in case. I mean, you can't put anything there because I've got the little thing above, and I didn't want it to be open all the way to the thatch there either, because I mean, if you're going to stick something down here, it's, you know, if you go drink there, thatch is going in it. Don't even think about that. And if well, you definitely don't want an open flame. I did think about sticking a candle over there and thought better of it very, very quickly. There's a beam running across the top. I also replaced the back of this with a little bit of the dark cobble. Now, I think that's enough. I'd put that there before, hadn't I? Yeah, I'm sure I had. So, yes, this is, in my opinion, this is enough. But if anybody has any other ideas, then let me know. A little goblet over here, another little candle. Maybe a bit too much light for this place. I wonder if I can get rid of that without... Oh, I got rid of it. So I'll maybe stick something else there. Also, around the side here, just put like a little bit of flooring material down, just something to break it up. And then there's the back garden. So this is a proper little scratchy little back garden. You've got pitchforks stuck in the ground. You've got a little bucket there, I suppose, to get... Wait, I don't know. Is that fresh water? I hope that's fresh water. And then they can get over here and water the couple of crops that they do have. They won't have much, but I think every family in this sort of sized village would need to subsidize their own food with something that they made. So I've got that as well. I did, because a lot of these guys would also brew their own drinks, their own beer or mead or whatever. But I think that I want to just create a place that does that as a job. A lot of these places really would have been fairly self-sufficient. They would have at least made all of their own basics and then had to buy like the stuff that a normal person couldn't. You know, you'd need a skill for. They would have bought that from somebody else. So I think this is as far as I'm going for now. As I said, let me know if you have any better ideas. Then do let me know. I don't want it to be too too boring. I'm thinking that maybe up the sides or something like this there should be a little bit of bush. Let's put another one of them up beside it there. It should, I think, be pretty overgrown around the sides of the house. That's better. Yeah, it just seemed like it was a little too tidy up that side there, and I think that's fine now. I could bush it there, but is that going a bit too far? Isn't that the case with everything? Is it too much? I think not at this point now. Is it enough? Well, I hope so. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you very much for watching this episode. If you've got any ideas, let me know, and I will see you in the next episode of Fiskabris.